You wake up each morning believing you are in command. You dress, eat, speak, love, as though each act was yours alone. But I must tell you, not to unsettle, but to liberate. Your life is not your own. Your choices, your passions, even your dreams are not free. They are dictated by a force as ancient as life itself, a force that neither asks nor explains, it only compels. That force, I called it will, not the rational will of the philosophers after me, but a primordial, blind will, irrational, aimless, and eternal, and it lives in you. You must first understand, the will is not something you possess, it is something you are. It is not your thoughts, not your plans, not even your feelings. The will lies beneath all that. It is the foundation of your being, the silent engine behind every breath, every glance, every step you take. Before you knew how to speak, before you could reason, you wanted to suckle, to reach, to scream. And now, as an adult, you think your desires are shaped by purpose, by morality, by meaning. They are not. You are still that infant, just with more sophisticated excuses. Modern man worships reason. He believes logic is the throne from which he rules his fate. But logic is not your king, it is your butler. It arrives after the decision has already been made. To dress it in respectable language, you fall in love, and then reason tells you why. You crave status, and reason invents a noble motive. You fear death, and reason builds religions to console you. But the desire came first. The will acted first. Reason only bowed its head and followed. Look at the world, not as the poets do, but as it is. In every corner of life, you'll see the same blind striving. The tree stretching towards sunlight, the tiger stalking prey, the lover risking all for a glance, the addict burning bridges for one more drop. This is not wisdom. This is not happiness. This is not even survival. This cliffs will. And man, for all his cathedrals and philosophies, is not above it. He is just more eloquent in his slavery. And now, you ask, if this will lives in all things, why does it torment us? Because the will is never satisfied. Desire is like a leaky bucket. You pour your efforts in, you achieve what you longed for, but you remain empty. You fall in love and are consumed. You win wealth and fear losing it. You reach the summit, and the peak becomes dull. Then boredom sets in, that hollow aching silence that follows every conquest. So you desire again, the cycle renews, and with it, pain. Happiness is not the rule, it is the bait. Suffering is the constant. Imagine a puppet, beautifully carved, painted in human likeness. It dances, twirls, sings, and now, cut its strings. Watch it fall. Now ask yourself, were those strings you, or the force that made you move? That force, invisible, untouchable, yet undeniably real, is the will. And like that puppet, if you do not see your strings, you will mistake movement for freedom. Nowhere is the will more deceptive than in love. Hugh Bellevy is romance, a soulful connection, a divine union. But I tell you, it is biology cloaked in poetry. You desire not the person, but the continuation of the species, the will to live, to propagate, to persist. This is what you worship when you kneel before beauty. Even your heartbreaks, they are not personal. They are simply failed negotiations between two unconscious forces. Yet, not all is despair. There are moments rare, fleeting, when the will loosens its grip, when the endless hunger palls, and something deeper emerges. It happens in art. When you gaze upon a painting, hear a melody, read a poem, and for a brief instant, you stop wanting. You simply observe. You exist without need or in compassion. When you forget yourself and feel the suffering of another as your own. These are not illusions. They are the closest thing we have to freedom. Not the freedom to chase desire, but to be released from it. I do not offer you salvation. I offer clarity. To understand the will is not to defeat it, but to see through it. You may never silence its voice, but you can learn not to obey every command. Live simply. Seek solitude. Immerse yourself in the contemplation of the eternal. Turn away from the circus of ambition and look inward. That is the beginning of liberation. Not in the victory of the will, but in its gentle refusal. You were born into a current that never ceases. You can fight it. You can follow it. But only by rising above it can you become truly human. You are not your desires. You are not your thoughts. You are not the noise within you. You are the witness, the silent observer. And that stillness, that space between the waves, is where peace begins.